There's something I've been reflecting on recently, and that is how to do transformations of reflection. Basically, in your exam, you might be asked to reflect a shape in a given line. The challenge is to count you all the way up to that line. Let me show you what I'm talking about. In this question, it says reflect triangle A in the line x equals -1. Our first challenge is to actually find that line. Where is the line x equals -1? Some students will look at this point here and say, well there's x equals -1, but that's like a point. This is not rotation. I can't rotate it around the point. How do I reflect? Well, actually, the line x equals -1, as I've shown in a different video on vertical and horizontal lines, is actually the entire vertical line going along x as -1. It's this line here. The reason it's that line is because everywhere on that line x equals -1. For example, here it's x is -1, y is 4. Here x is -1 and y is -3. So this is the line x is -1. You notice our first challenge is to make sure we've got right what line we are reflecting in. Okay, now we know it's that line. How do I actually reflect? What we need to do is imagine like this line is a mirror. So think in your head, what would this shape A look like if it was reflected in this mirror? But where exactly do we draw it? To do that, what I like to do is count from the line. So here we go. Here's our first point, this bottom left hand corner. Let's count to our line. 1, 2, 3. So what you do is you go 3 the other way. 1, 2, 3. There's our first point. How about the next corner? It's this corner here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from the line. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from the line again. I'll give you a clue. Many students make the mistake of reflecting in the y-axis. So they only count up to this y-axis. They go like 1, 2, 1, 2. But we're reflecting the line x equals -1, so we have to count all the way up to that line. Let's do our final point up here in the top left hand corner. It's 1, 2, 3 away from our line. So we go 1, 2, 3 in the other direction. And that's our shape, reflected in the line x equals -1. And often they'll say something like, label your new triangle C or B. So don't forget to do that. You don't want to lose marks just because you've forgotten to label your triangle. Let's do one more reflection, but this time the line is going to be slightly more tricky. And let's do a new shape, just for fun. How about this shape here? Here it is. Up here. This is going to be shape X. And we need to reflect shape X in the line y equals x. Reflect shape X in the line y equals x. Okay, you might be thinking, well, I'm going to do that trick of counting to the line. And yes, we are. But first, where is the line? What is the line y equals x? Where is that? The line y equals x appears whenever y equals x. So for example, here y is 2 and here x is 2. So at this point x is 2 and y is 2. So y equals x. Here x is 4 and y is 4. So y equals x. Here x is 0 and y is 0. So y definitely equals x. In other words, it's this line going all the way from the top right to the bottom left. That's the line y equals x. How would we reflect then? You're going to have to follow quite closely because it gets a little tricky. We're going to count again all the way up to the mirror and then go again beyond the mirror. Remember, this is like your mirror line, so the shape should definitely be over here. Many students just try to draw the shape again roughly over here, so something like this. But it doesn't work like that. You have to be very careful. Let's start counting. Let's pick the easiest point here. It's going diagonally now, 1.5 away from the line. So we go 1.5, see, 1.5 this way. Here's our new point. 1.5 this way, 1.5 this way. Let's pick here. We're going straight towards the line. Don't go down like this or sideways, straight towards the line, like you're in a rush. 1, 2.5. Half, 1.5, 2.5. In other words, 1, 2.5 to the line, and 1, 2.5 to the line. Let's try that again here. 1, 2, 3 to the line. 1, 2, 3 to the line. See that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Going in the exact same direction. Not going downwards or sideways, just going straight through the line. Finally, our last point, although you can kind of tell where it's going to be just from where the points are already. But 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's our shape. Let's label it Y. And that is how to reflect a shape